But he can imagine.
I can imagine what you come.
Councilman
Birds
Franklin,
coming
you
out
good?
of it.
Councilman Franklin, you good? Councilman Goodwin, you good? Councilman Drake, Councilman Lightfoot. You good? Legal, we're good? Almost. Now it is. We're good. Great. Okay. All right. The time is 7 PM and I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Red Oak City Council to order. Let it be known that all council members are present with city management and staff and legal representation. Notice has been duly posted in accordance to Texas Government Code Section 551. We're here to conduct business for the city and the citizens of this great city. Councilman Smith, would you lead us in the invocation and the pledge of allegiance, please?
Dear Father, we thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed upon us as individuals and as a community. We come together this evening to pray that you bless us and all these participating, our family, friends, and coworkers who were not able to be here tonight. Father, we would also ask that you watch over everyone, safeguard our staff, public servants, and our first responders as they go about their duties in this community. We ask that you provide us with your guidance, your wisdom as we conduct this business of this city. Help us in our deliberations that we might represent all members of the community fairly and make decisions that promote the common good. All of these things we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Mr. Phillips, nope, I'm sorry. All right. There he is. Mr. Phillips, you up? Yes. You good? Tried to wait, but called you a little too early. I apologize.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's my pleasure to introduce Elise Cook. She's our new library director for through LS&S, and we're excited to have her. Elise comes to us with a lot of experience in the public library system. Previous cities were Dangerfield and most recently Terrell. So we're excited to have Elise on board.
Yep. Welcome, Elise.
Built-in cheering section.
Yeah, and a lot of your boards back there in the back to support. We're just, yeah, so we're excited that they're here also. Ms. Stevens, yeah.
Microphone for the camera. There we go. Mayor, council, I'd like to introduce you to Laura Jack. She is our new receptionist, which is a new position here in the city. She was born in Mexico, Ciudad Juarez.
Yes.
But she's been here since 2001. She currently lives in Red Oak. She's got two sons, 11 and 9. And she really wants to be part of the community and make an impact on the community. And we're just so excited to have her. And we're very sorry, Elise, that we stole her from the library. But she's still with the family. So please help me welcome Laura.
Welcome. And that position for Ms. Jack is another city secretary type thing up there in front. It's the receptionist.
That's right. She'll
Okay.
be sitting at the city secretary window.
Okay. All right. And Chief Wolf.
Somebody said there was $5 in it for me if I kept it short. So this is David. He's with animal control. David comes to us with 22 years of experience in animal control and law enforcement, certified as a local rabies control authority, has numerous certifications. We were able to acquire him via Midlothian after he retired. and we put him back to work at animal control. So we're happy to have him, and this goes to adding numbers to our staff over there to help with everything that gets done over there every day.
Sure.
So,
Fantastic.
Awesome. Go ahead. All right. So we've got a couple proclamations. And recognition. So the first one I'm gonna do from up, first two I'm gonna do from up here, and then I'll step down, so we can let some other people do that, so. Just to let everyone know that, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Not only does it affect our, most, women, but we also have it that affects men too, and the advances that have gone to help help cure and or prevent and or identify the genes that cause this are stepping right on out, and we're making great advances. And I'd like for everybody to remember that October is the month that we look for a cure, so nobody has to suffer or deal with this within their family. We proclaim October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in our city, and proclaim Friday, October 20th to the Pink Out Day. And I encourage all Red Oak community residents to wear pink in an effort to raise awareness of this ever prevalent issue of breast cancer. And I'm quite proud when I wear my pink shirt, and I wear it quite often that I got from the fire department, and I do it all the time just because I like it. So, but anyway, it's October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We also have the Red Ribbon Week of October 23rd through the 23rd through the 31st, which is Live Drug Free. You know, that's illegal use. It's legal use when we use it inappropriately. And it leads to other lifestyles that we don't like to see around. And so I just encourage that we, as citizens and council and members of this great country, encourage citizens to participate in drug prevention education activities, not only during Red Ribbon Week, but also throughout the year, making a visible statement that we are strongly committed to a drug-free lifestyle. This is October 23rd through the 31st. All right. Steve Bland, please. Yeah, you bet. And y'all can probably speak to this a lot better than I can. So this is another important time that we look into October, and that's Fire Prevention Month. And me being a wimp, I called the fire department out today to my clinic because we had some stuff smoking and I didn't want to handle it by myself. And y'all met the call and kind of came out and assured me that it wasn't going to burn down, which I'm known to catch things on fire. So anyway, that's right. So you know, we just need to be aware about what's going on in our midst and our surroundings. Make sure that we have items that are flammable, stored properly, keep them away from the electrical outlets, check our cords, check our smoke detectors. So this is the month also that we change our batteries. And if we have citizens that can't get that done, we got some able young people that like to come up and crawl up on ladders and they'll come out and change it for you. And we don't like senior citizen council members climbing up in trees or anything like that because they don't know how to use the ladders. So, October 8th through the 14th is Fire Prevention Week, and October is Fire Prevention Month. And throughout the city, I urge all people of Red Oak to be aware of their surroundings, look for available ways out in the event of a fire or other emergency. Respond when the smoke alarm sounds, don't poo-poo it. And exit the building immediately. And to the support the safety activities and efforts of the fire and emergency services during the Fire Prevention Week of 2023. So, thanks, sir. Speak to it, please.
Yes, sir. We just like to encourage, as the mayor was saying, encourage people to check your smoke detectors twice a year. And when fall back on your time and we spring forward, check those smoke detectors. They're only good for 10 years. If it's older than 10 years old, they need to be replaced. They begin to lose their effectiveness. So, and like the mayor said, if you have a neighbor or someone that can't change out their smoke detectors because they're physically unable, give us a call in fire administration or go on our website. We'll be happy to schedule a time. We'll come out there and we'll change those out for you. And then one of the number one leading causes of house fires in the United States is fires in the kitchen. So we just urge everyone to, be responsible when you're cooking. Don't get distracted by the phone or TV or kiddos or anything of that nature, and just pay attention to those things so we can try to prevent those fires and prevent future fire deaths. So.
And thank you very much for what you do and keeping our community safe. So thank you all. Mr. Benford. October is a really busy month and we thank you for what you do. So since 2004, the President of the United States and Congress had declared the month of October to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So many times we see that people just playing around can take a birth date or an anniversary date and plug it in, and it actually happens to be our password. And so this cybersecurity and infrastructure security has asked that we promote behavioral changes across the nation with particular focus on how individuals and families, small business to medium businesses can secure our world by focusing on 4 crucial actions. Use strong passwords, use those characters, use numbers, use weird things, enable multi-factor authentication, recognize and report phishing, not the phishing with an F, but the PH, and update software. So we proclaim the month of October as Cybersecurity Awareness Month and reaffirm the city's commitment to staying vigilant of various cyber threats that exist, such as data breaches, identity theft, phishing, and more, and work together to protect our digital assets against any potential cyber attack. So the citizens trust us in the city to do that, and we actually have a great department of 2 that keeps all your data safe and secure. The amount of emails and stuff that cities are bombarded with, we as council members are required to take cybersecurity class once a year. Some of us tend to be late, but we get it done. And again, our cybersecurity, our technology department really looks out for us and keeps everything safe. So thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead and say.
So with that, I know everybody's got computers, everybody's got emails, everybody gets spam. So we just, this month every year, just pay particular attention, especially with all the things that are going around the world right now. There are, they call them bad actors, are trying their best to get a hold of your bank account, any information they get a hold of. So if you get an email from somebody, it's got a weird link, you're not used to that, just call the people, ask them if they sent it. And don't just clickety click, as I call it. So anyway, just especially this month, just take extra care and
And you're right. I mean, I frequently get a call from the council saying, hey, did you ask me to go buy some cards for you? And it comes from some ending of the email address that I haven't even, no, it's not me, but go ahead and buy me a card and it'll all be
There you go.
good. So
there you go.
anyway, but thank you very
All
much
right,
for what you
thank you
do.
very much.
Oh, yeah, screens are, yeah, those are the new. You can actually see them. See, we listen.
All right. So now's the time for citizens' comments. Citizens' comments. Anybody can get up and speak to us at the council level. We ask that you have filled out, and if you haven't filled out, I'll give you time to fill one out. We ask that when you speak, that you state your name and your address and your organization that you're affiliated with, and we'll limit our speeches to about 3 minutes. We have received 2, and I'm not sure if they're here or not. Latanya Proctor. Okay. Yes, we can read that in. Okay.
So Latanya Proctor, 111 Country Ridge Court, and is inside the city limits, and her comment is just high water usage in months, summers.
So that's all we have with that. And then Clint Woodard.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Clint Woodward. I'm the President and CEO of the Red Oak Area Chamber of Commerce. And I wanted to come by and just kind of give you an update, brief update on the chamber for this past year and what we're looking at moving forward. As most of you know, this is our 50th anniversary year. And as we prepare for this weekend, our auction being our last major event for the year, definitely look back a lot this year on the overwhelming support that the city's given us throughout this entire year, be it Public Works, Parks, PD, Fire, just all the way across the board, the overwhelming support we received this year from the city. But I definitely want to highlight one of our members of our ex officio member of our chamber board, and that is Alexa from Communications. She has done an exemplary job representing you all this year with the chamber board. And we definitely appreciate her counsel as we move forward and try to move them in the right direction. So of course, this marks the beginning of the fiscal year, and our new agreement is starting again. And we've got a lot of big plans for this next year. We're bolstering our economic development plans as well as some education opportunities. And we appreciate your support moving forward and look forward to serving the city of Red Oak in the best way we can. Thank you.
Thanks, Clint. Thank you. And you got a big thing this weekend, right? You got a big thing this weekend, right?
Yes, our annual auction gala, we've got 170 reserved.
Excellent. Wow. Thank you, sir. Was there anybody else that wished to speak in open forum? Okay. Hearing none, we will move on to consent agenda. Consent agenda items are items that are considered routine in nature and may be acted upon in one motion. any council member, myself, or management may ask any of these items to be withdrawn and acted upon separately. Items 1 through 10. These may be items that we've been briefed on before, routine items that have come up year to year. So council, is there any item that needs to be withdrawn and considered separately or discussed?
No item.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, items 1 through 10. And that was Councilman Goodwin, second was Councilman Drake. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Drake, aye. Lightfoot, aye. Smith, aye.
That passes 5-0. We, at this time, are going to go into executive session for a short briefing. And that one's gonna be pursuant to which number? To which, why are we going into executive session? Which one?
It would just be in consultation with city
Attorney.
attorney for legal privileges on an item listed on the agenda.
Okay, so section 551.071. Perfect. Yeah, 551.071. We are coming back out. We'll consider the other items on the regular agenda, and then we will go back into executive session. So that time is 7:21 that we will go into executive session.
Early back, Mr. Mayor. Got the thumbs up.
Yeah, is it being broadcast online? Someone told me it wasn't. Make sure that it's going through.
be able to have a short-term rental during the period of time they were present.
I mean, before executive. They were saying it wasn't on, so just make sure it's up. Okay, thank you. So the time is 8:04 and we're back into open session. Okay, okay, all right, thank you. Item 11. Possible discussion and possible action regarding the legal duties to maintain or construct improvements continuous or adjacent to public right of ways. This is. Yeah. Did I not say that?
I don't know where that came from.
Who is that? It sounds like some feedback.
We didn't get hijacked, did we? Anyway, so item 11, and can I go into this or no, just say item 11. Is there any discussion that needs to be had about item 11 that was a result of discussion with our legal? Is it all good? Anybody have any questions? Okay.
No questions.
Was there anybody here from Bryan Terrace? Oh, there you are. You're here. Okay, so good. So this is specifically about you. Can we pull up this?
Do you have that on there?
I apologize. I didn't recognize you from last time.
Just
I-
that map with
I've
the
slept
colored
since then. I
lines.
apologize.
Just the colored line.
All right. And this is discussion. Unfortunately, the public hearing was kind of last time. And or the open forum was last time. We have been able to do our due diligence to try to answer some of those questions that were brought up. We're gonna try to get this pulled up onto our screen so you can kind of see what we're talking about. We've got it color coded. Okay. So Bryan Terrace is a subdivision at about 180 to 200 houses. I'm not sure if y'all know exactly how many houses are in there. If we start over on the right-hand side of that screen, the red line, there was no, so is developed in three different phases from what, four different phases from what I understand. That right side, there was no screen ever put up on that existing. The baby blue, which was a 3-foot down in the southeast corner, the right corner there. That one was determined to be in city right of way, and because of the disarray of how it was broken and hodgepodge, do you remember what year that was taken down?
I can't remember.
Like
That's a few years ago.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe y'all can recall that. So that was a 3-foot one, because that's in 2019. So that's an alleyway that goes along the back of the Lawrence and north of Louise Ritter, and that's that bottom right. So the city, instead of trying to maintain that, we took that down. Those hot pink ones are private property walls. So the two corner entrances, both houses on both sides, and then all the way around the curve on Louise Ritter back up to Sandy Way, and then that house on the north side of Sandy Way. All that pink is private property. The city cannot do anything with that. The individual, the house individual.
Well, you can't.
You can't,
Can't answer questions.
okay, I'll even, I didn't hear what you asked, but I can tell you this.
Okay. So let me add this, for on the private property. We can't do anything with it legally because we can't expend city funds on private property. Right now, the individual homeowners cannot take it down. There is something that we could do if the group of homeowners wanted to do it. We could say change the zoning, amend that zoning district, which right now requires a brick screening wall. We could amend that if you all wanted to do that, but I wouldn't want to go amend it for this house and then this house not, and then this house, yes. So if y'all wanted to amend it, we could potentially do a zoning change that would allow a board-on-board capped wood fence to be allowed rather than a brick screening wall.
We can't pay.
But we can't pay for it.
The request.
Okay. But it would need to be everybody doing it, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a column that splits a property line.
So you talk about everybody that's on that pink line.
Right.
Sign the request for, but the pink lines on the right.
Those are on private property also.
That's my house.
Mhm.
With it, where it says Subway,
Right here. Right out, no, that is.
Subway? Yes, Subway.
I was already told by the city I could get a permit for a fence that matches my existing fence.
You can on the interior portion. And I don't think that section of the older Bryan Terrace actually has the screening wall requirement.
Because that's what it was told.
It's just from Kingsway back around.
No, it's actually, so my house is right there at Kingsway.
Well, yeah,
On the west side. So my house is part of phase 3 and it does not have a requirement for a screen wall. So next door to that, after the alley, next door to, because I have an alley that comes up beside my house. Next door to that alley, correct, to the left a little further, that's where it begins to require. a
Phase
screen
4,
wall. So
right.
I can take mine down from what I understood, but there is no supporting starting wall from that point on. Because mine is not required, so I can take mine down.
Right.
So I think.
Yeah,
that's-
if you're in a phase that's earlier than phase 4, then you can take yours down and put up a wood fence. If you're in phase 4, the zoning requires the brick screening. We can amend that zoning if those folks want to do that, which would allow them to take the wall down and replace it with a wood screening.
So we just need to get the, change the petition for all the owners on that peak area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause what,
Phase.
yeah, cause what happens, I mean, if we're sitting here and one guy has a wall that's in perfectly good shape. Well, his neighbor's wall is falling in. So he's gonna say, well, why don't I wanna go out and tear this down and put in a wood fence when mine's perfectly good? But what happens is you have, like, this is somebody's lot. Well, the column may not be right here on the edges of the lot. The column may be somewhere in the middle. So it's gonna create problems for those property owners where if this property owner takes down his wall, it may make his neighbor's property fall over.
That's where we're already at, my house being phase 3.
Right,
And not having, mine's coming down,
right,
and I don't know what they're gonna do.
right.
So,
Because it's not down here. Oh, there's.
yeah, so,
Is already down.
so the issue with yours is if you, by you taking down your screening wall, which you, I'm sorry.
From the
I
city's
don't recall,
perspective.
I don't recall your name, but if you affect that next pillar and it causes it to fall down, you're responsible.
Potentially, yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's-
so you have to work with your neighbors.
That is city property, I understand where the alleyway comes beside my house.
That is not private property, I don't think. That's what my question is. Where the alleyway is.
So is that it? Do you have the lifts? You have the lift station there?
Yes.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
Is that a is that a camper?
My driveway, but it's actually a city alley. It's just that they replatted it after my home was built. And the alley just stopped right there. So that alley goes all the way to the wall.
Yeah.
And that's next to my house. I have another part of the alley in it. Well, you're on.
So we'll have to look at those two cases specifically.
Back on the 201.
Up top.
And are you saying the fence, can I just next my existing fence? So take the brick wall down. And you're saying this, I don't have to go, no, because they told me I had to keep that little curve.
Is that across the street from you?
No, it's this down here. Subway is. Subway marker.
That area, on each side, there is a curved entry wall at Riot Terrace, in the planter box.
Right there with
Y'all
Subway.
previously told, well.
Yeah, you,
You're what the next door neighbor did on the other side, but what I'm asking is. When my backyard ends, where my fence comes this way, the brick wall goes this way. So am I just connecting to this fence? I don't have to go any further? Do I have to go down the alley? Yes, that's what I'm.
It's on your property.
as long as it's on your property.
And then if when you submit for your plans, you have to show what you plan on doing.
So as long as it's on your private property, on this piece, this is not including phase four, but on this piece, you could tear that down and put up a wood fence.
Or not.
So
Or, well,
if you don't want it in your backyard.
right, but,
Phase three does not require it.
right.
So
And if you don't want a backyard, I mean, you,
Well, it's not part of my backyard. It's my yard because the alley access.
okay, well, yeah, you don't necessarily have to do that either.
We can't build on it. We can't garden on it, nothing, because it's a city easement, there's, water. There's utility lots,
Easement through there.
yes.
So what I will share with you, and this might help your decision. Because we've determined that that green is city, we're gonna take that green down. So if that helps you decide on how you're gonna do your fence, you might wanna wait till it comes down.
I will be honest, with you, when you take that down, it's gonna go all the way down, because it's already going.
Well, that's why we have to stop at a certain pillar, so we don't affect the neighbors. Okay. So that, I mean, that's what we've determined. And it's gonna require those 20 homes along the back, that back up to Louise Ritter on that curve. On Susan Way to come with the development agreement. To, I guess that goes through zoning, P and Z and stuff like that, to change it from non-masonry requirement to. And this is where it's gonna be, it's gotta be the same type of wood fence along there. And that's at the expense of the owner, both taking down and reestablishing. Cause it can't be, it's probably not gonna get past, different committees to have one brick, one wood, one brick, one wood. So I'm just trying to throw it out there. Dr. Emma will, make sure that you get a copy of that.
What you're talking about, we just need to get a different permit,
No,
petition.
it's more than a petition. It's a development, describe it. I can't. What are they gonna?
Well, what we will have to do is amend the zoning and the development plan to make that change. So that would be something that we would do internally. But what we don't want to go do is do that. If everybody out there wants to go fix their brick fence, you know, but your neighbor wants to put in a wood wall, we kind of need to make sure everybody's on the same course
So-
as we're doing that.
We have one homeowner on that big strip there that is in the portion that requires a 6-foot masonry tree. And this one homeowner says, it's not my problem, I do nothing, leave me alone.
Then we probably won't change the zoning. And you'll be required to keep it as,
Fix the wall. They said.
Well,
that-
and don't-
So, so,
I didn't know if you guys would send out a letter per se.
yeah, we did in February. It went out to everybody in February when we had this last discussion. Yeah, oh yeah.
We'd send out a letter per se to the conversation here, each homeowner. So, you know, something to that degree where that one homeowner that refuses to allow us to interact with them would understand that wall belongs to them and.
right.
Yeah, and that's the only way we can engage with them. They just basically told us, leave us alone, if it falls, it's not my problem, I can touch it.
Code compliance.
That's what I was gonna say. So once we make them aware that it'll be a code compliance situation, correct?
Yeah, it could be.
But we wanna get to the work, yeah, because we got walls that are.
In a dilapidated
gone.
condition.
So we wanna get to that, that's why we were trying to be proactive as the walls started crumbling,
Sure.
trying to be a little bit more proactive. I just don't know how to address it so that they understand, hey, this, maybe just another cursory note that says, we've had this legal discussion, counsel with, our attorney, and these properties are all responsible independently for the wall. You know, and if you have any plans otherwise, then it needs to come together as a group or something to that.
Right.
Well, I think we're doing that for
That gives
people,
us the
right?
door so
Yeah,
that
we
can
were
go
gonna-
engage.
Yeah, so we had planned on sending out another letter, just reinforcing that the pink is private property and we can't do anything about that, but we are intending to take the green section down.
Okay.
So we were already kind of planning on sending that letter out again, just kind of in response.
Okay,
So hopefully that will get their attention and
okay. That'll help. You mentioned you were taking green down, but the one in the pink would be our financial responsibility. If my section of that brick comes down, are you gonna build them back?
We will stop it before it affects your,
I don't understand the question.
Because it's bowed out like this.
but
in
that's,
that way.
we can't spend private fund or government funds.
Or you just don't let it fall, or not, I will just clear it up. I just don't want you to come back and bill me for taking that wall down when it.
So,
actually-
so if you're gonna take your wall down anyway, and it falls during the course of us taking down the green wall. If you wanna just pick up your debris and haul it off, then we won't do that and we won't bill you for it.
That's
I
right.
think that's,
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you're asking. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
yeah,
I just don't want you to bill me for taking the
For
wall
work
Yeah.
that you were gonna do.
I
anyway.
know.
Yeah. that makes
that's all
sense.
right.
Yeah, we were not taking your wall down. So.
Thank you, thank you.
Any other council, any other comments?
No comments.
No comment.
No problem.
No, I think any other individual homeowners that have questions probably should just talk to staff and get, specifics to their area.
Okay.
So.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
You bet. Item 12, conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 23-006, the city of Red Oak, Texas.
Good points.
And this is concerning a voluntary annexation of territory. Discussion. I need to read the whole thing. Okay. All right, so this, okay. On
Mr. Mayor.
on advice,
Are we gonna do any action on item 11?
there is no action.
There is no
on it.
action.
Possible
Not at
action,
this point.
other than what we discussed.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna send the letters out.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
We probably will. It'll probably come up. Go ahead.
You can breathe now.
You're on.
Under advice of legal counsel, we are going to move to table items 12 and 13, or perhaps suggest it, as we're still waiting on the exhibits that are going to influence whether or not you vote to approve.
So that's tabling ordinance number 23-006 and tabling resolution 23-106R. You know, we don't take. Okay, so we'll open that hearing. I apologize, that time is.
Didn't we already hold the public hearing on that one though? So I think it's 14 that we need to open the public hearing. Okay,
So. there's no vote.
yeah, we've already held the public hearings on 12. We just need table action until the next regular. meeting.
Okay. So table item 12 and 13. Item 14. Conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 23-045, City of Red Oak, Texas, providing for voluntary annexation of territory generally described as being 231.883 acres, more or less, in the city of Red Oak, ETJ, Ellis County, Texas, property ID numbers 294629 and 294632 as depicted in, as described and depicted in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and incorporated herein for all purposes to the city of Red Oak, Texas, and extending the boundary limits of the city so as to include said property within the city limits and granting to all inhabitants and owners of said property all of the rights and privileges of other citizens and binding all inhabitants by all the ordinances, acts, resolutions, and regulations of said city, providing for a service plan which is attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference, providing a severability clause and providing an effective date. And we're opening the public hearing at 8:25. Is there anyone here? That's
Mayor, we would like to continue this particular public hearing until next month. This is the one we want to run concurrent with the zoning, which will actually be taking place next month.
Okay.
So we would like to leave the public hearing open until that time so that we can close the public hearing and potentially take action after that, unless legal says otherwise.
Item 15, consider adoption of resolution number 23-107R, the city of Red Oak, Texas, accepting a petition for voluntary annexation and authorizing and setting a date, time, place for one public hearing on the contemplated annexation described in Exhibit A and depicted in Exhibit B attached hereto and made a part hereof for all purposes annexation area, the city of Red Oak, Texas. Authorizing and directing the city staff to publish publish notice of such hearing with the institution of the annexation proceedings by adoption of the annexation ordinance to occur at the regular city council session and to prepare a service plan for the annexation area and annexation area, said annexation area being more particularly described in Exhibit A and depicted in Exhibit B, and providing an effective date. Dr. Emma.
Greg, could you turn there you go. So this is actually a voluntary annexation. But again, we're just establishing the dates for the public hearing and resolutions. So at this point, it looks like a new subdivision is wanting to come in and develop, but bring that into the city limits. And we would do the same thing with that moving forward, kind of along the lines with the zoning and planning. But again, this one is just setting the dates. That would be. Was that resolution number?
23, 107.
So that would establish October twenty-fifth for the newspaper notice, and then the public hearings and annexation ordinance on November 13th, regular council.
So moved. Second, hang on just a second.
So I'm gonna have to be seeing your motion.
23-107.
That's what this is doing. Yeah, this accepts the petition and sets the.
All right, so that is Councilman Lightfoot. And second was Councilman Drake. Questions?
No questions.
None.
No question.
Entertaining that motion to approve that, adopt the resolution 23-107R.
Franklin, I.
Aye.
Drake, I.
Lightfoot, aye. Smith, aye.
That's 5-0. Thank you, Dr. Emmer. Okay, item 16, appointments, reappointments, resignations. The library board, advisory board appointment of Robert Shamel and Cindy Belote as regular members for 2 years. Term from October 23 to October 2025.
We accept the appointments.
Second.
Okay, so yeah, are we accepting appointments? Yes. So. Councilman Smith. Councilman Franklin, those in favor.
Franklin, I.
Aye.
Drake, I.
Lightfoot, aye. Smith,
So-
aye.
Incidentally, they were here today in support for Ms. Cook, so. Excellent, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just wanted to highlight from the monthly report, crews have been staying busy, training on our new fire apparatus. We've had such a large request for public education. We even started that a little bit early this year and started that in September. The crews have been busy almost daily, getting out there doing public education since thank goodness COVID went away. We've been allowed to get back into the schools and reach out to the kids and being able to teach them about fire safety. You know, these guys have had a couple today already, so out there doing that, just trying to do a lot of public education and try to get caught up on that from the years past.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Chief. Chief Wolf.
Mayor, Council, just two things. We were recently audited by the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. They came to the station, did a surprise inspection on all of our training records, on our personnel records, and we were found to have absolutely zero deficiencies in any of those. And with some of the changes that we've had lately, that was good news for us. Second thing, we had Red Oak Night Out Against Crime here at the Government Center last week. I know it's in October, but I wanted to go ahead and highlight that. We had a pretty robust turnout from our citizens, and we were able to interact with them, and fire department participated, parks and public works helped us pull that off with a lot of hard work and, you know, some time well spent with our community. So I just wanted to let you know that for those of you that weren't there, that went off really, really well. Be happy to answer any other questions you have about the monthly report.
Real nice to see the cooperation between the departments.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Ms. Beasley.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple of things I wanted to highlight from this month's report. We have opened up additional rental days of the Red Oak Municipal Center. So right after COVID, we were only running Saturdays. We are now running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then weekly as we are able to accommodate. So we are ramping up. We've got several inquiries that have come in within the past week. So we're excited about that. And then Fall Festival is coming up October 21st at Pearson Park and the Red Oak Municipal Center. So we hope you guys can come out and enjoy that. We've got something for all ages, so not only kids, but we do have some older themed activities as well. We brought out axe throwing this year. So trying to get something for everybody, just not the little ones. We also have lots of artisan style vendors that you guys can shop at as well. So we hope to see you guys out at that. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on, we are partnering with ROISD to do a senior citizen luncheon at the Red Oak Municipal Center. So that is something new for us. They reached out to us and asked if we would participate and partner with them on that, and we are more than happy to. So that'll be coming up in November as well. And I will take any other questions anybody might have.
Lightweights. Axe throwing and not axe.
There's kids activities as well, but we try to get a little bit for everybody.
What are you feeding the senior citizens?
One more.
You're feeding the senior citizens.
I do not have the answer to that. The ISD is coordinating the food. We are providing them with the facility. So
Tell you where it's gonna be.
yes,
It's up to you to figure out if you want to eat there.
Puree for you.
Applesauce and mashed potato.
any other questions I can answer?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Jacob, you sitting in, huh? Thank you very much for being here.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm filling in for Ben Hartman. We had a couple of pre-cons this month for Red Oak Gardens, new subdivision, and then the extension of Tater Brown. Other than that, B&B is continuing, Snyder, just continuing construction all around. Any other questions?
So I have a question. So as Google's kind of doing theirs, do we have an outside firm to do their inspection? Are you handling that? What are we doing with Google?
Yeah, it's all in-house.
So that is nothing above our technology grade that we need.
We're handling everything in-house.
Nice.
Yep.
What's your name again?
Jacob Conger.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mayor,
Oh, I'm
Council,
sorry. Yeah.
Mrs. Platt is out sick this evening, so and if you will notice, you did not get a finance report this week. So coincidentally, end of year and council meeting all fell at the same time, so she's working on the end of year report and and this month's report as well at the same time. So as far as updates go from the finance department, they did recently fill the budget financial analyst position approved in the budget. And she started last week with us. Her name is Tori. And so as we get her involved in the processes and getting to know the system, you'll be seeing more of her, especially when we roll out our budget meetings. So we're excited that and they're working on filling two other positions in the department, the administrative assistant position and utility billing clerk.
Good. Ms. Amanda.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just have a quick recruitment update. We have been really busy in HR with all the new positions that were added on October 1st. So we're currently working to fill 15 positions. We're all in different stages right now of the process, from accepting applications, interviewing, and background processing. And right now we have 4 positions posted and accepting applications. So we'll be working through, and you'll probably see it next month, a big list of new hires. So any questions for my monthly report?
A lot of applications for some of these.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Denver.
Mayor, Council, just a couple updates. We've been very busy setting up logins, new network connections, apps, phones for all the employees that we're hiring. So that's good news that we're growing. New computers. We did actually attend a NIMS G191 emergency operations class this month, and we got the 85-inch monitors installed on the wall for Councilman Franklin.
Good
asked
job.
for
It
those.
looked beautiful.
And they're still hanging. They didn't fall off or anything, so it's good. If you got any questions or anything?
And they look good.
Good, thank you.
Noticed when I walked in. Good job.
Ms. Cook.
Hi there. So last month, got our first opportunity to meet the community as my first time library director in this town. At our Founder's Day event, we had great participation from our friends group, hosting a button making event at our Founder's Day booth. Also did a poster asking the community for some feedback on things they'd like to see at the library, improvements they feel could be made, and just really giving the public an opportunity to incorporate with the library. We have some great events coming up. Our bilingual story time has slowly been increasing in attendance. That's been our new Thursday evening or Thursday morning program, excuse me. We have Fall Festival coming up, like Alexis was saying, and the Friends will be attending in representation of the library, hosting some activities there for the kids. And then we are partnering with Parks and Rec for our movie this month, October 28th at 6:30. Going to be here inside in the community room building, displaying Coco. Any questions for me?
Who's gonna play Santa Claus for Christmas now?
I'll redirect that question for Mr. Kelly. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Ms. Cook. Welcome. Mr. Kelly.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. This month in parks, we did have Take a Kid Fishing Day on Saturday. Because of the way things fell, I don't have any current pictures in here, but I will next month, so you can take a look at some of the smiling faces and the happy kids and parents that got to go out there on a fine weather day to actually go out and catch some fish. So we had about 80 participants total. Some of them left a little bit early. I think some of the kids were a little bit young, but everybody, we provided fishing poles and all kinds of prizes for them, and first, second, and third place for the most fish caught for the 2 age categories, and got to fulfill that. And each one of them got something special, not only just a trophy, but we made sure that they got something to either a net or a fold up fishing pole, something that they could take with them to continue on in fishing leisure activity in the rest of their life. So I will provide some pictures for you next month. I appreciate Councilman Smith came out and he helped us. Parks Board and the PD was present, so we had a good representation from the city. Also would like to show also in the report every month, I'll be doing a project progress update. And this month in here, you'll see that there's multiple projects typically funded. Right now, these are funded from IDC for the majority of them. We did something that we've had previously had to replace the HVAC system. There's 2 units inside of the employee fitness facility. Unfortunately, one of them completely went out and the other one was just about to go out. So city funded the replacement of those, and those are working well. So people can actually work out in the room again, and I have to be working out in 95-degree weather, as if it's not hot enough outside already, but going there and it's even hotter. So it was a little bit miserable.
Fans were doing great. They were doing well. We appreciate it.
Sure, absolutely. I'm glad to see people. We've had more people in the gym in the last 2 weeks than we've probably had in there all summer. So at one time, so we're starting to see larger groups. So, the more the merrier, if you come on out and get your workout on, and we love seeing people come in there. So any other questions about any of the items that are in the report or anything that you need any information on? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Well, with the cooler weather coming in, we have the trash off scheduled for the 21st. So have a window between 7:30 and 10:30. So you're welcome to clean out the garage, bring your stuff to get rid of. So it started last week with on our demo project on Live Oak. We have the asbestos abatement going on now. I think as early as tomorrow, some buildings actually start coming down. So that's going to be about a 4-week process. So potentially meeting next month. None of those buildings will be there. So say your final goodbyes. Our tech stop project for the utility relocates that are going on for the widening of a villa. That's wrapping up mid-November, early November. and that's just gonna be the first phase. There's more coming, but, and then Methodist Pump Station for the 1.5 million gallon ground storage tank. That project, of course, the tank's in place, but a lot of other things are taking place, pipe going underground and valves and things like that. So, and that is scheduled to complete in January at this point. And we did, you know, thank you for our two positions. We have a facility service person that starts tomorrow. And we have a street person, maintenance worker that started today. So we've effectively filled our two positions and we're now fully staffed again. So.
When's trash off day?
Sir?
When's trash off day?
21st.
Okay, thank you.
It's 7:30 to 10:30. So
That's AM.
Where is it?
it's at the Oaks Church.
Oak Church? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
They accept everything there or no?
Everything well, like the refrigerator, yes, but the Freon has to be removed.
Okay.
Has to have a certification that it's been
Okay.
legally removed, I guess. But tires and batteries, electronics, and there is shredding that will take place too, so.
Very good.
Thank you.
You, sir. The time is 8:44 and we will go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.087, 551.072. Thank you all for coming.
I thought we were getting a surprise adjournment there, but.
Ooh. Boy, they have come out of nowhere.
They have, man. I tell you what, you're right about that.
You just ripping them.
I also want to take this for your office. I stole mine when I wanted.
That's
what I was looking for. Oh.
Yeah, one did. Boy, you gotta get early.
You gotta get real early. This the only thing I can eat. I really don't eat. No, I took this too. Go ahead, I don't eat candy, but when I see these, man, all right. I take my blood sugar and I tear one up. All right, we were back into open session. The time is 9:48. Is there any action that needs to be taken? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. Whoops. I bet you found that on the web. I'll entertain a motion at 9:48.5.
So moved.
Adjourn. Councilman Goodwin.
Second.
Councilman Franklin, those in favor?
Drink eye.
That's 5-0 and let's go home. Thank you very much.